in the 70s. From my parents growing up in the 70s and the stories that they would tell me when I was younger. The fishing poles were in the garage, still wet from the previous day. Worms were stewing in their casings, the cat sniffing around. She tried batting at the box, but was unable to free them. The stench of fish was seeping out of the garage, mixing in with the coastal scents just outside. Couches from the previous day were stuffed in a locked icebox near the Vista cruiser. A stove was on the other side of the garage, cooled with a shark inside of it. Jessie could be heard stumbling around upstairs, attempting to find the suitable clothes. It remained dark outside, only 5 o'clock in the morning. In their separate houses, the boys woke up wanting to arrive to the beach before 5:30. There were stars out, and you could see them all if you looked up. The gravel roads mirrored the sky, shells sticking out like stars. Waves lapped at the shore, filled with waiting fish. Light breezes blew heavy palm trees, the only sound coming from the ocean and crickets. Clothes were strewn on the floor, wet swimsuits hanging in the connecting bathroom. Dark Side of the Moon remained on the record player, as it had since Jessie arrived at his grandparents'. Jessie attempted to creep quietly as he shared a room with his younger sister. She wasn't the heaviest of sleepers and had woken up the past few days to silently scream at him for disrupting her sleep patterns. Jessie slipped into the bathroom to grab his suit and change, listening to the door for her complaints. She loudly turned in her bed, and Jessie knew she was awake. He finished dressing and didn't bother closing the door quietly for her benefit. Jessie went to pick up a hat from the mahogany dresser and escaped through the pastel door. Mary could be heard tossing around in her bed, sighing in angst with each position. He made a right through the humid and dark hallway, only to realize the wooden stairs were located in the other direction. Still not wide awake, Jessie crawled down the creaking staircase and entered the kitchen. He opened the outdated fridge and grabbed the first drink he wrapped his long fingers around. Not willing to switch on the lights and grab a flask, he drank out of the carton. The sour taste overwhelmed his mouth, and Jessie spat it back in. He stumbled for something else, wanting to wash out the morbid aftertaste. Something brushed up against Jessie's leg. The cat circled around him, crying for food and speaking of how it had yet to eat. Jessie sighed and grabbed food from the cabinet and tossed it towards where he thought the cat's bowl was on the linoleum floor. Jessie turned back towards the fridge and began to scan each item inside. He grabbed a Minute Maid carton of orange juice and began to drink the entire box. After finishing, he grabbed a few eggs. Tossing the pan on the stove and quickly turning it on, Jessie threw the eggs in. He dug through the fridge again, hoping to find some leftover bacon from the previous morning. Finding an entire second packet, he tore it open and added in a handful of strips. Deciding the breakfast could not be completed without grits, he searched for those as well. His grandmother had made some a few days prior, and his latest sister had yet to finish it off. Thank you.